Ever since the Romantics broke with artistic tradition in the late 18th century, more than mere aesthetic perfection and academic emulation have been the results. We will explore the quest for 3 unattainable ideals through examining how the combination of artists' social and political climate, self-identity, and artistic movement and intent manifests itself in both their work and realities. American artist Edward Kienholz takes pop art's depersonalization to its extremity in The State Hospital. The work was inspired by Kienholz's own experience of working in a mental hospital, in that the idea here is more important than the formal elements. The message of social abandonment is the work. Chris Burden shot to fame with the shock value of his performance piece, Shoot, in 1971. This sentiment mirrors modern-day society in the way we are willing to subject ourselves to physical and emotional pain in order to fit into a culture that values the transience of beauty and fame above all else. In Van Gogh's self-portrait, the sculpture-like head bears an intense expression, which is juxtaposed with a solid field of color to evoke a melancholic mood. This leads to his pursuit of wellness as he thrives to be seen as a painter and nothing else. In Frida Kahlo's self-portrait on the border between Mexico and the United States, she stands in a long pink dress holding the Mexican flag, flanked on the left with Mexican cultural artifacts, and on the right, the industrial elements of North America. As part of the Surrealist movement, the element of surprise that shone through her work was her struggle between 2 countries. Kahlo's conflicting cultural and personal identities are central to an understanding of her work. The best known and widely reproduced image that stands as the epitome of modern anxiety and alienation is none other than Edvard Munch's The Scream. It symbolizes and deals with the artist's own tortured psyche. The intense expressionism of the painting is depicted in the bands of color that resemble sound waves, which are translated from the figure's shriek. In Kokoschka's passionate depictions of souls in search of companionship and love while enduring the turmoil of life, which seem to walk us through the faculties of expressionism with utmost ease and understanding. The Tempest foreshadows the outcome with his lover in the piece, Alma Meyer, who ended their relationship, sending Kokoschka into a fragile state of emotional distress. Mark Rothko's white and greens and blue encompass thin, ambiguously edged shapes of navy blue and white, overlapping and fusing into a greater span of a more solid, vast, and looming sapphire. This work alone portrays his eager perseverance to evoke profound emotion in the spectator's response to the tragic beauty and the expanse and transcendence of man's fears and motivations in the overwhelming universe. Kazimir Malevich created Suprematism, an artistic movement that stressed purity of form and non-objectiveness. Malevich created a revolution in art by creating a new visual language. But by the end of his career, Malevich was forced to give up on the art that made him happy, and instead create more traditional figurative paintings. A number of artists addressed the issue of race that was prevalent in post-war America in the 1960s and their rights for Black Americans. David Hammons was one such artist. In Higher Goals, his artwork depicts social and political critique, oftentimes reflecting his concerns with race and identity. Spanish artist Salvador Dalí was to surrealism as Andy Warhol was to pop art. His name became synonymous with his movement, and he was known as much for his flamboyant personality as he was for his work. His large-scale painting, Soft Construction with Boiled Beans, fuses the elements of surrealist art. It also reflects aspects of his relationship with close friend and poet Federico Garcia Lorca, who was murdered for his open sexuality. The dreams Dalí painted provided both an outlet of release in his dogged pursuit of happiness and revealed the torment in his quest for pleasure. These artists' works were both conscious and subconscious expressions of the artist's personal health, wellness, and happiness, as well as mankind's pursuit of these ideals. Each artist and movement reflects the times and lives they led, and the lengths to which they were driven by their insatiable desire to seek catharsis in the pursuit of the unattainable.